Assalamu alaikum. I am Zahid Farooq with my channel Health and Safety Knowledge. The people who are new on my channel are requested to subscribe my channel and press the bell icon for daily updated videos because it is the one channel who have abundance of videos related to Nibosh IG1 and Nibosh IG2. In the last lecture we have studied about the contractors. We studied what does mean contractor and how the client manage the contractor at the work. Today we are going to discuss this topic in detail, that is how the client manages the contractor at the workplaces so that health and safety culture might be promoted in a good manner. Now let's start. We have studied selection of contractor in the last lecture, and today we are going to learn about the factors which are considered very important when you selecting the contractor. Selection of the right contractor we have studied earlier. The next one is planning of the work, coordination of the work between client and contractors, monitoring of the work so that health and safety is it's at place. Now we go into detail planning of the work. In planning of the work, the contractor and client works together at the site, so they usually share their hazards and risks mutually so that they both don't pose risks on others. It is very necessary about having know-how about their risks as hazard because it is a obligation upon client that he should work smoothly and in a rhythmic way so that health and safety might be promoted there. The contractor should carry out risk assessment on the work involved and should develop safe working method so that the safe working environment might be created and all the risks have been identified and controlled. This safe working method must be documented and is often referred as method statement. What does mean method statement? It is a document which very clearly describes the safe working method whichever the working is doing at the workplaces. The workplace is described in standard operating procedure in the context of health and safety so that there is no chances of risk and their impact in terms of injury and severe accident. The next is coordination of the work. The client and contractor must coordinate to each other so as not to conflict generate. There are several contractors working on the site at a time, and the activities of one person may pose a risk on others. For example, if one contractor is working at a height, then the client employers should not pass beneath the working areas so that he might be safe. The next topic is monitoring of the work. Arrangement must be made by the client to ensure that contractor complies with safe working methods. These arrangements should include, there are some factors that must be included, that are having a signing in and signing out detail or procedure, means to say how many workers are coming in and going out after performing their duty. The second is ensuring that contractor provides a named works foreman. The other thing is carry out site induction training of all staff at the work site. The other one is controlling high risk activities with a permit to work system. We will study in detail work to permit to work system in the next coming lectures, because here is no need to go in detail. The client will need to monitor the contractor's work to ensure that contractor is working to the agreed safety and health policy that has been evaluated during the planning stage in form of work method statement. The next topic is joint occupiers of premises. It is very important topic. In joint occupiers of premises, when two or more employers are performing their tasks in one places, and there are chances that the risks and hazards might affect each and other. So suppose in a building about 10 to 12 contractors are working under one client. It is the responsibility of the client that he should make a board of experts who see as per need the health and safety system in terms of method statement, and he should ensure that every activity is carried out or is in secure system, so that there is no risk of injury or nobody is endangering to other. This requires effective communication between employers, the exchange of relevant information, and the development of appropriate policies and procedures. This could be carried out in a variety of ways depending upon the nature of the work and the work site. For example, in a multi-story office building occupied by 10 different businesses, each employer should provide information on the risks that their specific business create. This can often be achieved by establishing a building management committee with regular meetings. Consultation can then take place through this committee, and policies and procedures can be developed and implemented throughout the building as necessary. In this way, a common approach can be developed for the management of joint issues such as fire procedures, security threat response, emergency spill response, site views, visitor and contractor controls, traffic management. It may also appropriate to have a site-wide inspection process, common fire drills, and even shared waste disposal procedures. Once again, the people who are new my channel are requested to subscribe my channel for daily updated videos, because I am going in consistent order with regard to IG1 and IG2 course. So in joint occupiers of premises, if there are specific risks associated with one workplace, then awareness of the issue and the appropriate response from other workplaces can be raised. For example, an agency that deals with violent offenders may share a building with unrelated businesses. Thus, those other businesses need to understand the risk and precautions appropriate to the building as a whole. Employers working more closely together may need to share risk assessment to ensure that both organizations are aware of the possible impact of the use of equipment and substances, so that activities can be coordinated. For example, one organization may be using solvent based paints while an area is occupied by the other organization's personnel. This was all about the second factor of health and safety management system that comes under the organization section. In organization section, we usually consider the roles and responsibilities at each level of the organization from senior directors to worker level. The people who are new my channel are requested to subscribe my channel and press the bell icon because they are going to receive daily updated videos to NIBOSH IG1 new course. Thank you so much.